Hey guys, well, after long ado and much waiting on this, because we've had so many people reach out and say, when is it going to release? When do we get to hear from you and Laura? I want to welcome Laura Lentz to the podcast, Life After Debt. Hey Laura, so good to see you.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. And today you are going to hear all about peptides. We are actually going to share with you our personal journey with experiencing peptides, what they've done, why we take them, all the questions that you've been asking us through DMs and social media, we're here to answer today. So I want you to know first and foremost, neither Laura nor myself are doctors, unless there's something you haven't told me, Laura.
Gosh, that would be amazing, but no, definitely not.
Okay. So any information that you're hearing from us, we always recommend you speak to your physician if you have other health concerns or questions. We can only share with you what our personal experience has been. And as you can see, if you followed our journeys, clearly something has changed. I'm 50. Laura is, I said 44 because I thought you
47.
were 47.
Thank you. I'll
Okay.
take it.
Yes. But as a female, and especially as a woman, I don't know about you, Laura, but I've noticed so much your phone
I
dinging.
don't know how.
I,
I'm sorry.
it's fine. I've noticed so much change in my overall body, even though I can do the same things. But 40, once I turned 45,
Yes.
everything started changing. What about you?
For me, it was when I had a pretty big major trauma in my life,
Hmm.
in my marriage. I noticed that probably about a year, so 2020, about 2021, 22, my body started to have a physical reaction to what was happening internally. And so I started to notice a lot of things like weight gain and inflammation in my body, pain in my joints, like all sorts of things that I never experienced before. And it
Hmm.
was like a real shock.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
and I know for me, and I didn't recognize this until just recently, and all the counseling and coaching that I've been going through, but trauma in and of itself, I had no idea the power of trauma with inflammation and what it does inside the body. Like, I have been blown away with what I've
Yeah.
learned. I've just recently, I told you I started reading the book Body Keeps the Score, which if you have not read the book, I actually have it here. This one. It is
Yes.
unbelievable in just helping you understand what's actually physically going on inside of your body. And so to sit here and think that anything you're experiencing, it's because of something, a workout, you need to do a different exercise. A lot of it, and for me specifically, a lot of it was just
Yeah.
trauma responses. My body was reacting. It was speaking to me. And I think as women, we don't listen to it. And we just think, well, I must be in perimenopause, must be getting ready to go into menopause. This is normal. It is not normal. And so that is why sharing with you guys about these peptides, how we got introduced. I know, Laura, I want to say you may have started on one before I did, actually,
Yeah.
for the first time.
Yeah. So when I was living in Florida, I went to see a hormone specialist because I've been on testosterone for a while because my levels were really low. I got them, gosh, I must have been in my 30s when I started hormone therapy for that. And then when some of this trauma started to come out in my body, I went to get my blood work done again and like did the spit test, all of those tests.
Yep.
And they recommended that I went on a GLP-1, which is what everyone knows. And back then, gosh, it was 2020, I think, 2021.
Hmm.
And I tried the semaglutide and I was so sick. And because
You couldn't
back then,
even drink coffee.
no, I couldn't do anything. And I literally felt like I had the flu.
Yeah.
It was like this flu detox that was happening in my body. Come to find out now, I think back then we were doing way too high of dosage of, some of these GLP-1s.
Hmm.
And when I've switched now to, I've tried semaglutide and then I did tirzepatide and now I'm doing retatrutide. So the more that they're doing these things, they're coming out with better and greater options and less side effects. And if you do it the right way, the dosages that they're giving us is way less. So I do like microdose now, and it was mainly for inflammation in my body. I didn't know what that was at the time, and I didn't know, like, there was like just thickness happening in my face, around
Puffy.
my stomach, puffy. And
Uh-huh.
I'd never experienced that before in my life. And I was like, and I work out, like, I'm not sitting around doing
Right.
anything. I work out 3 to 4 times a week. I do weight training. I do all those things. I eat really well. And so it was just really confusing because I was like, what's going on? So getting on a really small dose of retatrutide, which I'm on now, there's zero side effects. And
Hmm.
the way that the way that it works, it's it's amazing what it does for your body and how it makes you feel compared to what the semaglutide did back in the day. And I think we were talking earlier, a lot of people have been scared to
Yeah.
try since semaglutide. If you did try it back, when it first became this big
Or it
thing
was
with
called Ozempic. Ozempic. Yeah.
Ozempic and Wegovy, all those things, it's so much better and different now. The more research and the more stuff that's coming out. And so for me, it's been a game changer.
Yeah. No, I
Absolutely.
couldn't agree more. I mean, I've been on the hormone therapy. I really believe in hormone therapy, and I think the earlier you can start it just to make sure your levels stay intact. I also have done a lot of research to know that so much disease and sickness happens when your hormones are out of whack. So, being really intentional, the younger you are, and getting your hormone panels checked, they can do a blood test and see where your estrogen, your progesterone, your testosterone is. Then you can start to kind of keep it balanced. So you're not having the high highs and low lows
Yes.
because that's the thing. Women don't even know they have access to these tools to have their levels checked.
Well, the thing is, about 20, 25 years ago, hormone levels and getting your testosterone and all of that looked after was actually the research that they did was really frowned upon. And so it got a really bad rap back when we were in our 20s.
Yep.
And so this whole generation, like our generation, were scared off of doing anything hormonal because of what they said, which has been now found to be completely untrue.
Right.
So the important thing is that you go to the right doctor. Like if you go to your primary care, they're going to do a blood panel and be like, oh, you're fine. Your levels look fine.
That's right.
And they may not be. And so you
That's
have
right.
to go to a specialist just like you do anything else. I would definitely encourage women to go and see a specialist
Mhm.
that does hormone therapy, that does women's hormones and all of that. There's so many now, and a lot of them take insurance, some of them don't, but I mean, it's 100% worth it for your health and for your family and for your sex life and for your energy levels, for your brain.
Yes.
Like the things that they're coming out with now for your brain, like cognitive health and all of those things that women, our brain fog and all of that stuff, a lot of these peptides completely takes care of.
I know. I'm so fascinated and giddy about it because
Yeah.
even with what you just said too about people who are going to get their blood tests done, even if your scores come back, how are you feeling? And
Exactly.
that's what these doctors are not asking and listening to is like, I could have all of my things come back normal and they look at me and say, well, you're normal according to this, but I know my body is not responding to exercise the same. I know I feel like I have brain fog. I knew that I felt inflamed and they couldn't do anything for me. And so when I started on, especially when I started on hormones, I started to see a difference. And I've been on hormone therapy for the last probably 8 years. I too get testosterone because I believe it helps balance out and women need it. It's a misconception to think that why are women taking testosterone? Well, because a lot of us don't want to just go down with the ship, you know?
Exactly.
I want
Exactly.
to be able to still work out and put on muscle. I want to be able to still run businesses and have my brain think clearly. I want to have relationships. I want to function and be like I'm 20 years old if there's something out there that can help with that. And this is the interesting fact, Laura. I don't even know if I told you, but just recently I did a cellular test and they basically test you to see what age you are at the cellular level,
Ooh, yes, that's the best.
which is fascinating.
What did you come back as?
I'm 39.
Get out.
Can you believe that? But I literally am giving credit to everything that I've been doing with the peptides and with the hormone therapy. So
Absolutely.
basically we can only come on here today and share with the listeners that the truth is we're not doctors, but we know what it's done for us. And I will tell you this, while peptides in and of themselves, not all of them are FDA approved, you guys are eating a lot of other things out there that aren't FDA approved either. So,
Exactly.
and you're drinking alcohol and you're putting in your system and not questioning it. So,
Drinking alcohol, your all
right.
the
It-
Advils and the
right.
Tylenols, all of the things
Right.
to cover it up, they're
Right.
actually killing your body.
Yeah, and it's baffling to me. It's like people who call us with credit card debt. This is my favorite part, Laura. They'll
Yeah.
call and they'll question the solution that we're offering. And I always say, this is so interesting. I'm curious, did you question when you were signing up for the credit card too? Did you drill them of all of these questions and concerns and think about it before you got the credit card? No. But
Wow.
when we offer you a way out, all of a sudden you're thinking about it. It's the same with peptides. In the grand scheme of things, I'll tell you, all peptides are amino chain acids that speak to your body and work in conjunction with how your body's already functioning. So
Exactly.
really, the older you get, the slower that process goes. And these peptides just kind of come in, and I almost think of it as red light therapy with collagen. I love red light therapy. You know that I'm a Lima junkie.
Yep.
So I'm all about waking it up. That's what peptides do to the amino chains in your body. That's how
Exactly.
I see it.
Yeah.
So when I started on them, I was about probably 35 pounds heavier than I am today. And I didn't even do it because I wanted to lose weight. Because the truth
Right.
was, is I did work out a lot. I was like a Peloton fanatic. I just started with Pilates. I've always been a workout fanatic, but I was not seeing the same results. And I was working out, I'm talking hardcore, like I don't
Oh
play
yeah,
games.
you're a beast. Yeah.
It was not happening. In fact, the scale was going the opposite direction. So I'm like, this is insane.
Yep.
And so at that point, I started on trizepatide, which I know you experienced
Yep.
trizepatide. Within probably 2 weeks, I immediately started with what you explained, the puffiness, the inflammation, it all started to subside. And it wasn't even that I was even noticing I was losing weight because I wasn't losing my muscle.
Right.
Unlike the semaglutide or Ozempic that some people start on to where, sorry, but the truth is you have no butt. You lose all
Your
of
face fat.
everything. It just does not, it's not a good look. And that's not what
Yeah.
I wanted. But I did, when I read about tirzepatide, while it was a little more expensive, I knew that the end result was it was going to help with the inflammation. And like you, I microdosed. And I still incorporated it in occasionally. And that's what's so beautiful about it. I almost look at my peptides in the refrigerator like soft drinks. Okay. I like,
Exactly.
in fact, Laura, I have a new project for you. I need you to create a peptide organizer for everyone's refrigerator because I want, just like, soft drinks go in those things, I want to have all my
You need a
peptides.
little thing. Yes.
Totally. And so I want it like, do I need a little extra glow? I'm going to take the glow peptide. Or if I feel like I want thicker hair, I'm going to try this one today. I want the variety, but I want to see them in my fridge. So if you
Yes.
could just work on something for us for
Okay,
that.
got it. Let's figure that out.
No, but for real. So I want to talk about a few things because I want people to understand there are so many different peptides.
There are
And
peptides for every single issue in your body.
yes,
Anything you're dealing with, there's a peptide for it.
yes. And
Yeah.
all you have to do is, more importantly, tell someone what your problem is and they'll
Mhm.
recommend the peptide. So a
Yep.
perfect example is on tirzepatide, but I'm getting older and I don't want to show age. And so my physician said, hey, I'm going to add NAD,
Yes. You
which
doing the shot, the NAD shot?
I actually am. I brought it on here to show you. So
How does
peptide,
that one make you feel?
well, I do it at nighttime and I do it once every 3 days. It's like you've just smoked a joint. That's what it's going to feel like, but it's relaxing. And
Mm.
so the key is that you feel very relaxed, but at a cellular level, they're calling it the anti-aging. And so one shot every 3 days. It's not bad.
Yeah, that one's good. I've done that one when I've gone to get an IV,
Yes.
and I think it's super high, like the dosage is high because they go, you might feel some side effects, and I'm like, okay. And you're sitting there, like they do the shot, and then you're sitting there, and I'm like, I I feel like someone's sitting on my chest. It's this weird, like heavy, like breathing feeling. I can breathe, but it's like, okay, and then it goes away. But it's the weirdest thing. And
That's
they say it's just
interesting.
part of it, but they must have it really high when they
Yeah.
do it in like when you're at like a IV place. But yeah, you do a small dose every 3 days is awesome.
Yep. I do a dose every 3 days to have it in my system. I sleep so good every
That's
night.
that's the thing I've noticed because I've been doing the peptides, and then a couple of weeks ago, my ADD self forgot to order them, so I was
Yeah.
off for like 2 weeks.
Isn't it the worst
I
when you're
had
out?
the worst 2 weeks of like trying to sleep because, again, perimenopausey stuff.
Yep.
I'm doing progesterone, which, helps, but I still wake up literally between 2:38 and 3:15. Like that's the time that my body wakes me up. But when
Wow.
I'm on the peptides, the certain peptides, it changes everything. I don't,
Everything.
I don't wake up.
And so that's what people don't realize is that like sleep in and of itself to
Mhm.
me is the biggest anti-ager. If you can
Yeah.
get a good night's sleep, your skin is going to look good. You're
Mhm.
going to be in a better mood. So give me anything that's going to help me sleep. I've never really had a problem sleeping my whole life. But like I said, I've always exercised, but I can tell you, I am sleeping like a baby
Yeah.
now with
It's
all
so
of these.
good.
So NAD is 3 days. I also brought on today, this is my trizepatide. And I do, I was doing a shot once, maybe every 7 to 10 days. Starting out, that they typically recommend you do one a week, which is great, but I've just recently switched to retatrutide.
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 Yeah.
I always want to call it retatrutide.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's my
No, no, you're
prescription
right. I'm sure
brain.
retatrutide. But
Retatrutide.
retatrutide is actually a GLP, a GLP-1, and it's got the hunger silencer. It's
Yes.
like a three-prong approach in one
It's a,
peptide.
it's a three agonist, as they like to call it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it like helps with your glucose sugar levels and with the inflammation in your body and that thing in your brain that you can't switch off when you think you're like, I need to eat snacks or I need to eat more like
Laura,
sugary
I
junk
was
foods.
always thinking about my next meal. Like, what am I going to have? And
Yeah.
sweets were after every meal, I had to have sweets. This just turns that little guy right off.
Yeah, it's so good. And we can say about retatrutide that this is the newest one. So it's
Hmm.
still in like the research stages. It's very close to being fully FDA approved, but they think it will be next year, 2026. So we're still in like the research stages of it, which is why we're trying it. And it's been amazing. I would
Amazing.
recommend it to anyone. I think it's incredible.
I do too. I think it's going to be the way of the future because it really solves everything in one
Yeah.
shot, one peptide. And
Yeah.
you can give yourself these at home, guys. You don't have to rush in every week to get a shot. That's what's
Well,
so great about
that's
peptides.
the other thing. So a lot of doctors make their money by you having to come in every week.
Yes.
And that can be like what, $700 a month to
Right?
do the shots with the doctor. But
Right.
there's ways now that you can get it delivered to your home and you can
Hmm.
do the shot yourself. It's the teeny tiniest needle.
It's
So
so
you don't have to
tiny.
freak out, but it's like so tiny you can't even feel it. And I think for women, we're pretty tough, so a little needle isn't crazy. And when you start to see results, you're like, this is so so worth it, right?
It's absolutely, and anybody who's been following you and I on our journey, I mean, I know you can see a different, you can see a physical difference. Even
Yeah,
I can see it in myself, and I see that the inflammation has gone down. My brain is functioning better. I'm very clear. I'm
yeah,
emotionally like completely stable. It's just, there's so many. I'm also doing Glow, which is one of my
yes,
favorites.
yep.
For women specifically, hair, skin, this is a copper peptide you inject 5 nights a week. It's a very small dose, and oh, you have it too, and it's such a
Is
pretty
yours
blue.
blue? Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
So literally, that's another one that I've added, and I absolutely love it. I've seen such a big difference. I actually just got my hair done yesterday, and she was like, "My gosh, your hair's grown so much."
So I have a testimony with this one. So I started Glow, and this one helped me because my hair was falling out in like clumps, and you can see like I've got like regrowth now coming in. but it was so bad. Like my hair was not normal. You know, you wash your hair and a little bit comes out. This was like every time I would brush my hair or like wash it, just huge clumps of my hair. And I've got thick hair, you know,
Yes.
and it was just getting really stringy. So when I started on this, it's completely like I can feel my hair is like it's all coming. It's like this long now, the bits that are coming out, but it's all coming through. But it has thickened my hair and my skin.
Yeah.
Like
Your
I haven't
skin is
had,
like glowing.
so I haven't done Botox since December last year, and
Wow.
and I was a big like every
Yeah.
6 months just to keep like a
Maintain. Uh-huh.
but I haven't done it, and this because of the copper, it
Yep.
has changed my skin. And then
Yeah.
the BP 157, which it's a glow blend. So there's three things in it. There's the GHKCU, which is copper, and then
Hmm.
it's got the BP 157, and then TB 500, which are they're all different things that do different things for your body. But that I would say if people want to experience or try peptides, I would do this first,
Totally.
because the BP 157, you can look it up. Like this is what Google is for, this is what ChatGPT is for. But if you get on and look up what BP 157 does for your body,
Hmm.
it helps repair your joints and your tendons. So especially as we get older. So I broke my elbow back in May, and it's been
We're not
quite the
even going to talk about that.
yeah, no, don't talk about that. But this has helped me with my strengthening back my arm, and it's been incredible. But it also helps with gut health. So if you have
Yeah.
gut issues, which I have had from some of the trauma stuff as well, that was how my body was reacting. The BP 157 has helped with my gut issues. And if you're doing a GLP-1 like a
Trizepatide or, yeah.
semaglutide, I wouldn't do semaglutide or Ozempic.
No,
Go straight to the next ones. But
that's
if you're
right.
doing anything like that and you have stomach issues, definitely get on a BP 157, even if you do it by itself. But if you can
Hmm.
do the glow blend, because it does your skin, it does your like heart health, brain health, like all of these things, it's the best. But look up glow or Clo, KLOW, and you will see all the benefits of those peptides. But I 100% stand by that one. It's the
Yeah,
best.
no, I can't go without that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so good for so many reasons. And as much your recovery time too is better
Yes.
after
100%.
working out, your muscle repair, all of it. I wanted to mention too, I read this study that tirzepatide, because of the way it operates, remember, semaglutide is just about losing weight. That's really the way I see it. Tirzepatide is about, yes, you're going to lose weight, but that's because inflammation is going to go away. It fights
Exactly.
inflammation.
That's what you're
They're
losing.
finding that women that are using tirzepatide, there's a lower amount. It's like 30% less likely to get breast cancer. Because think
Yes.
about it, the inflammation is what is causing the cancer cells to grow. So the more that individuals can keep their levels down and keep the inflammation out of their body, the less likely something can settle there.
Yep.
It's
It's
like,
amazing.
it's amazing.
And what it is, it's actually your own body healing itself. So that's
That's
the
right.
peptides is what it is. It's not like, taking a prescription drug that you're given by your doctor that's all chemicals that
Right.
aren't natural for your body. These are actually working with your body. And that's
Hmm.
what's awesome about it. And for
Yeah.
some reason, we know why, but for some reason it's been kept out of that mainstream doctor,
Hmm.
you know, what they're going to give us because it works so well. So the results are amazing, and I will be the
Always.
biggest for peptides.
Well, which is why we've discovered a way now to help individuals who follow us, who have reached out to us, and that's
Yeah.
what we're doing. We've made two packages. And I'll talk about the last one that I'm going to talk about because it's more for those who are in the fitness arena who love to work out for muscle tone. But the first package we did was Laura and I's, like the top three that you should start with, which is either the tirzepatide or the retatrutide,
Retatrutide, yep.
which if you can, we do have some available in on our website, but you could start with tirzepatide also, and I think it's a great way, along with the glow.
Yes.
And then you would also do an L-carnitine or something other just to help support you through the process while
Yep.
you're losing weight. That's a great place to start. And then moving into, The final four, which I think is more for women who are perimenopausal, menopausal, maybe late 40s, early 50s, doing something. Retatrutide, I would highly recommend, or the tirzepatide along with Glow. I would all add the NAD because that's what's
Yeah.
working at the cellular level to hedge off aging and
Yeah.
wrinkles and all the other stuff. And then one of my favorites that I've seen huge results with is Samorelin. And, it's interesting because, I mean, I love putting on muscle, but let me tell you, this Samorelin is like game changer for me.
I saw the biggest change in you when you started that, and I was like, "What are you taking?" Because
Uh-huh.
you look amazing, and
Well,
it
I, I don't even know what's happening, but I'll tell you. I
yeah.
was
So
flipping
tell me what's going.
400 pound tractor tires back in my 30s, and I couldn't put on muscle the way and I'm only doing Pilates and the Peloton bike. And you can see the muscle and the definition that the Samorelin, but like Laura said, it's feeding on what you already have. And something you've been diligent about, Laura, that we're going to talk about is your protein intake while on these.
Yes, so I had to make sure when you're on any of these GLP-1s that you eat, because what it does is it helps to switch off that what like you were talking about. So
Mhm.
you have to when you do the microdose though, you're still hungry, which is awesome. And your
Yes.
body starts to crave what it needs, which is protein and fruit and vegetables.
Hmm.
And so for me, I have upped my protein intake so that I don't lose muscle mass, that I don't lose the good parts of what's happening in my body. Because when you're on tirzepatide or the semaglutide's the worst for that because it just literally eats your
Depletes you.
muscle. Yeah.
Yes.
The retatrutide, I will say, they have found a way that it's not eating muscle. So that's the good thing about it. The retatrutide is the closest to like there's none of that, taking away the muscle. So, but making sure that you're upping your protein is huge, and it has to
Yeah.
be good protein. Don't just eat like fries because you're on a GLP-1. You want
Mm-mm.
to be eating like good food, like whole foods. So
Steaks.
like
You've been cooking
steak.
steaks every night.
Oh, dude, we eat steak every day. It's ridiculous. So
Yeah.
when Carl's out of town today, so I am not having steak. I'll be having like Thai food with rice, like something else. But that has been a game changer. That has helped. And I've been doing in bodies, which is another good thing to do when you're on some of these peptides, is to make sure you do an in body test, which is where you hold on. A lot of gyms have them, but you just hold these little things and it measures your weight, your body mass, your fat, all of those things, and your muscle mass and your water weight. And so you can see how you're doing and you can go off of those measurements of
Yes.
if you're like doing well, if you need to cut back, if you need to add more protein, like however your body will react to. And that's really important to make sure that you're keeping up with what's going on with your body while you take, especially the GLP-1s.
Yeah. And I want to encourage people, if you're considering trying out peptides, do something in conjunction. And it doesn't have to be a hard, high intensity interval training, whether
Go
it's
for a
lifting
walk
some,
with
yeah,
go for
walk,
a
maybe
walk.
some small weights, like just be active in some way, shape, or form, and you're going to see the best results. And Samorelin, which is one that, if you go with the package that has the four, which, if you reach out or go to our website, you're going to see there's one that we recommend. Samorelin is added to that package. So it's the three and then adding the Samorelin to it for those of you who are in the gym all the time, who are in your 40s and 50s, and you want to preserve your muscle because let's face it, muscle is what's keeping your metabolism going. And I'm saying that as a licensed trainer because I am a licensed personal trainer, so I can speak to that and tell you that, lifting weights, even if it's a small amount, I'm not saying heavy. Like I maybe do 10 or 15 pounds max. I do not lift heavy weights and my muscle tone has never been better than it is. And I'm
It's
50.
insane. So what Samorelin is that that peptide is working with your natural human growth hormone that's happening in your body. So
Hmm.
that's why you're building muscle is because of it's that amino acid is attaching to those muscles and it's helping them grow.
Yeah.
So it's amazing for especially our age. It's incredible. I've just started on
Incredible.
it too. I've got my little bottle.
It's amazing. And I think most people are very hesitant because they see this as such an expensive endeavor. And I'm here to tell you, and I'm speaking now from the financial side of it, because a lot of people who listen to the podcast, I want to help you save money. But here's the reality. If you don't feel like $1 million, you're not going to go out there and make $1 million. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. So I have always preached, I believe in investing in yourself first and foremost. If you don't do it now, you will at some point, but it'll be with pharmaceuticals and you'll have to medicate something. So get in front of it. There are so many great resources. We're going to have the website up here and Laura's going to give you the information. You obviously can reach out to myself. You can reach out to Laura. And if you're local here in Florida, I can recommend if you want to go in to have your blood test done. But the truth is a lot of you are living abroad and it's easier just to have it mailed to you. We can do that also by going to the website that Laura's going to share. So Laura, where do they go if they want to start on this journey of peptides?
Yeah, so I mean, there's so many ways to do it, but I have a great connection with that, and it's called Sunday Health. So there's a lot of people are selling the peptides, and so what we've done is we've taken out the middleman, which is when you have to go to a doctor, and that's where the prices go up really high. So this way, if you can educate yourself, and there's also a community of people online that is Sunday Health Club. They have all the answers, any questions that you have and all of that. There's a community of people that you can join, and there's a lot of information on there that can, give you the answers that maybe you're looking for. If you want to start researching, obviously you can use Google, ChatGPT, all of those things as well. But I think it's really important to read up on it for yourself and see if, what you think. But if you go to the website, you'll see it's like half the price of like getting it through going
A doctor.
to a doctor.
Yeah,
And
it's
the
so
exact same
true.
stuff. It's like all of that is the exact same. It's just you're just not paying the doctor for it.
Yeah.
So
And I
that's
think with ChatGPT, you can go in there, like she said, and just put in what are peptides and even put in what you're experiencing that you'd like to find out what the best peptide to take for that specific ailment. It'll tell you. And so when you go to the website, I think seeing the community and hearing from other people too, it's really encouraging. I know Laura and I banter back and forth about our results all the time. I'm so excited to just continue to add peptides to my regimen because I'm a big believer. So, it's one of these things that you can do all the research in the world on, and everybody's going to have their opinion. But at the end of the day, I don't know about you, Laura, but for me, if I look at somebody and I'm like, okay, whatever they did, I just want it. If it worked for them, it'll work for me. This is what peptides is now.
And I think that's the thing. There's so many people talking about it now, and so yeah, you can just like get in a community and like ask the questions, find out about it, and do all of that because there's so many cool things happening with it. I'm trying to find the website complete, like the actual name, so I don't get it wrong.
And we'll make sure and have it on here for
Yeah.
all of you guys who are listening. But again, if you follow Laura or myself on social media also, please feel free to reach out to us and we will absolutely get you connected. But yeah, I think once you know what you want, it's way easier just to go on and order. And it's not hard giving yourselves the shots at home. Did you find the address or do you want me?
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Listen, the last thing I want to share is this. Have you tried this yet, Laura?
No. Oh yeah,
Okay.
talk about that stuff because that's
I
awesome.
do want to talk about this because if you are on peptides, this is called One Skin, and it's a topical peptide for your skin. So I love skincare. I always have been a skincare junkie, but when you're on peptides, sometimes the skin, one, because you've depleted a lot of fat that you're eating, which that's why I do olive oil shots just to help get the healthy fats. But this actually keeps the skin tight. So this is such a great option. We'll put the link on it too. It'll be on our pages. You can purchase it on Amazon, but it's great to use as a topical peptide for your skin to keep everything tight so you don't look like you're 50. This is
Yes.
it. I don't put this on my face though. They do have one for the face, but for your whole body.
That's the other thing. A lot of our skincare has peptides in it
That's
as
right.
well.
Yeah.
So it's just working on the surface level more than the cellular. But yeah, that's the cool thing. Peptides have been around for so long. So the link, can I link it to my,
Totally.
I think that's probably going to be the easiest because I'm struggling right now on my, pages.
Well, what we'll do is we'll make sure and include it.
Yeah, let's include it.
We'll include it so that way it'll be on this podcast and it'll show up when we air it. But yeah, I'm so excited to hear back from some of you guys. And if you are taking this journey, share with us your results and take pictures of yourself periodically, because you won't even realize how fast it's happening. But these peptides will kick in and you're going to feel like a new person. So
Yes.
yeah,
I
keep
was
us
going to ask
posted.
about that. Yeah, that's great.
All right, Laura, it's always great seeing you. All
You too. Love
right,
you.
love you. Talk to you later.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.